The man loads a bullet into the revolver, followed by a quick swish of the magazine. He closes the magazine and pulls back the hammer, threatening Mark to answer his questions. If he didn't answer, Paul would shoot him without saying a word. "If you want to live, tell me the truth or your life will be in danger." Then Paul put a car key in front of Mark's eyes. Seeing him still whimpering, Paul directly another shot, but fortunately there was only one bullet in the magazine, and Mark was lucky to avoid it both times. In this way, under constant coercion, Mark looked at Paul's stone-throwing rope and his mind suddenly flooded with countless memory fragments. When he turned around, Mark realized that the gun had been left on the table. He grabbed it, pointed it at Paul and clicked the trigger, but there were no bullets in the gun. "Don't bother." "Man, I got the bullets right here." Just as Paul was about to continue his questioning, the wall was suddenly smashed open by a small sports car. And out of the car comes this cute little old lady. She shot Mark to break his handcuffs, and the two of them took off in the supercar. The woman pushed the button when she saw Paul coming after her. The steering wheel of the car moved in front of Mark in a matter of seconds. He puts the pedal to the metal and heads for the police on his tail. The woman fired a time bomb into the undercarriage of the police car. When Mark's car was about to hit, the sudden explosion shockwave instantly blew up the blocking people and the whole car. So the two of them drove away in the supercar. Then Annie took Mark to a secret base. Here Mark, who was dumbfounded, finally figured out the whole story. It turned out that Mark and Annie were both chosen ones with infinite reincarnation. Born with all the memories and skills of their past lives, there are 500 infinite children like them in the world. Most of them are believers who follow their mission very closely and worked hard to maintain the normal development of the human order. But a few nihilists led by Paul were tired of the infinite cycle. So he invented a destructive bomb to destroy all life on Earth to stop reincarnation, in order to stop Paul's plot. Mark and his last life stole the egg of destruction, but he fell off the building and died during the evacuation. Since then, the whereabouts of the egg of destruction is unknown. Now that Mark has been reincarnated, he has lost his memory and can't recall his past life. So in order to recall his past life, the base manager hastened to show him a shocking 3D image. A flock of birds in flight kept falling from the sky without warning. When Mark saw this, he wanted to crouch down to see what was going on. But just as he reached out his hand, the birds' bodies instantly turned into ashes and disappeared. Then Mark heard a child's call from behind him. He turned around and tried to reach out to the boy. But in an instant, the boy's body slowly disintegrated until he fell to the ground and died. Even the boy's mother, who had come to check on him, disappeared before Mark's eyes. All of this is due to the power of Paul's bomb of destruction. Once this thing explodes, there will be no survivors on Earth. After finding out about Paul's conspiracy, Mark started his rehabilitation program. He tried to recover his memories of his past life as soon as possible to stop Paul from saving mankind. But after a few days of treatment, little effect was achieved. Meanwhile, Paul's pursuit of the Infinity Children never stopped. In order to kill the 500 or so of his kind and prevent them from reincarnating, Paul created a special bullet after killing the Infinity Children. It concealed their memories in a chip, and they will never be able to be born again. Soon the news of the murder of his people reached the ears of several people. Realizing that in order to save as many lives as possible, they must quickly retrieve the memories and get the destruction bag in order to stop Paul from stopping. So they rushed to find the feared scientist. When they met, he offered to use the drowning near-death treatment. First, he put Mark into a lab chamber and kept pouring water into it. When a person is on the verge of infinite death, the deeper memories of the brain flash by like a movie. As the seconds ticked by, Mark's agonizing struggles became weaker and weaker. In an instant, all the values on the instruments went to 0. Just when everyone thought Mark was dead, he suddenly woke up and regained all the memories of his last life. It turned out that the egg of destruction that everyone had been searching for was hidden in a corpse that no one would notice, and Mark's body was sealed in the secret base. After hearing this, his companions were overjoyed and hurriedly packed up their things to go and look for it. Unbeknownst to them, Paul overhears their conversation and sends an assassin to break into the base and find the long-lost bomb. Paul then ordered a deadly strike on Earth,